My name is Elaine, and I was recently asked why Jesus is the reason for my hope, and it's because life is really hard, and we are created to need God in our lives. We are created to lean on Him whenever times get tough, and if we don't have Him through those tough times, then life is too rough. I'm a wife of 7 years, and I have I have 5 children, ages 6 and under. I'm also a military wife, and my husband has been on 4 deployments in our 7 years of marriage. Through those deployments, 2 of them, I had absolutely no relationship with Jesus, and because of that, those first 2 deployments were really, really, really hard. They were hard on our marriage, they were hard on our family life, they were hard on everything. My husband and I would fight a lot while he was deployed, because I was just being too sensitive, and I would pout and make him feel guilty for things that were dumb. At the time, I didn't realize they were dumb, and that's the last thing a deployed husband needs is to be fighting with his wife, to be worrying about stuff at home, and to be feeling guilty about stuff he doesn't even need to worry about. During Luke's 3rd deployment, I had just given birth to our 4th son a month after he left. So Luke actually watched the birth 7,000 miles away. He watched it on FaceTime, and then we moved into a new home in Erie, PA. It's when we first moved to Erie, and I was very alone, and I was very exhausted, and I was very depressed taking care of all these kids by myself, and including a newborn. And I would fill that void by watching things on TV I should have been watching, by eating a lot, by shopping online. I ended up finding a marriage devotional online that I purchased just out of the blue, and it completely opened my eyes to how I had been treating my husband and how I'd been treating God. I had no idea how self-centered I had been up until that point. It was then that I actually began a relationship with Jesus, and the funny thing is, I had never felt so close to my husband. Even though he was 7,000 miles away from me, I had never felt so close to him. When I learned to pray for him and pray for our marriage, whenever I would pray whenever we would encounter problems instead of nagging him. I learned to turn to God in the times of need, and the overwhelming love and peace that I received back was awesome. It was something I never experienced before, and it was wonderful. Never before had I truly been on the same page with my husband up until that point. And this new relationship with Jesus eventually led me back to the Catholic Church, because I learned there, I found love just completely and wholly, and I haven't looked back since. And because of my change, or through my change, my own personal change, and my prayers for my husband, I've begun to see a change in my husband. When we found out we were expecting our 5th child, hello, we found a lot of comfort and hope in knowing that we are open to God's will, even though we were expecting a flood of comments from friends and family when they found out we were expecting our 5th child in 7 years. There was a lot of comfort in knowing that that we were living out God's will in our family and in our marriage. Life here on earth has a lot of difficult trials to throw our way, since sin is part of every day. But when you're reaching out to Jesus and talking to Him through all those storms in life, they are much calmer, and there's a whole lot more love. That's the reason why Jesus is the reason for my hope.